Shabbat Shalom, Boker Tov, what it do? It's your Hebrew here, Mikael Corbin Yahoo, aka Kyle. Yeah, pray everyone's doing well this morning. Had an eventful week as we bringing this week to a close on this beautiful seventh day. Yes, sir. So, was got done with some devotions, some reflections. It's like, I want to speak with the people this morning. What am I going to speak about? What am I going to speak about today? I'm going to speak about today. And so, you know, let's keep it simple, but let's keep it profound. Let's keep it simply profound. It speaks in scripture in the Psalms that the secret of Elohim is with those who fear him, right? Mashiach also said that to his disciples when he was given this parable about, the seed, the field, the sower, that the secret's been given to you, the disciples. It's been given to you of the kingdom, but to them it's not given. And then you read at another time, it talks about the secret that's been hidden from ages. That's just now been revealed, and that's not just now, it's been some millennia, but it's been revealed even to the Gentiles. And I'm going to talk about that secret in a little bit. I don't want to drop it right now because, one of the most revolutionary matters about the Torah and what Moshe revealed, in the spirit of Adam, in the spirit of Shem, in the spirit of Noah, in the spirit of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, is that, there is something about us as B'nai Adam, the children of Adam, and one thing that revolutionized Israel, ancient Israel, and their observances and their lifestyle was just that, their lifestyle, their behavior, their codes, right? And the transformations that it yielded and what it brought forth through them. And so as we deal with this secret, it's profound to understand what the purpose of the Torah is, and that it is to elevate our consciousness, it is to refine our behavior, and it is to return us to our original nature. So before I get to that, one thing that I've always really emphasized is understanding what Adam and Hawa were clothed in, what Adam and his wife were clothed in before they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now, of course, you can take it literally if you want to, but let's just look at this. Let's just take the principles from this, right? They were naked and unashamed, it said at one point in time. They didn't know they were naked, though, right? That's because they had an aura about them that was just ridiculous. They were pure light beings. And I shared this with several people before. You got to think about just the composition of our body. It's over 70% water, right? You got every element in the earth found in our body. Inert gases and minerals, right? You got, everything. Vitamins, you got, chemicals, chemistry. And then you got these electrical impulses that course through our bodies. And then we got a regular temperature when we're healthy of pretty much 98 degrees. In Kansas City, it ain't been 98 degrees yet, but I tell you what, in them 90s, it sure is hot outside. And your body's regularly 98 degrees. Ooh-wee. So what is that saying? What am I saying? I'm saying your body is a plant. It's an electrochemical plant. You're meant to give off light. And you know how some people walk into a room, they enlighten the room. They ain't even got to say nothing. They aura just lights up. Wow, room lit on fire. Like, dang, they got light. They got aura. You hear that? People saying that too. They got aura. And so it's so profound, It talks about that man has been made a little lower than angels. And that when man is elevated, he receives a name that is above all names, right? Of course, that's speaking, of course, of Yeshua as well. But understand, it's applicable to us. It's applicable to us. Because the reality of the matter is that we were all made in the image and likeness of Elohim. All of us were made in the image and likeness of Elohim. In that, we are able to receive the consciousness, the mind of Elohim, and we're able to demonstrate the behavior, the nature, the character traits, midot, of Elohim. That is the definitive hallmark of being made in the image and likeness of Elohim. But that's not something that just comes naturally. That's something that we have to cultivate. That's why that parable of the seed and sower is so important, because it's about cultivating that which is within us. And that's leading us to the secret. The secret hidden for ages, but now made known to the riches of the Gentiles, it tells us in Colossians, is that the Messiah is in you and me. The Messiah is in us. And so while so many people are waiting for the sky to crack, not knowing that's talking about your mind, and for someone to come out on a cloud like the Silver Surfer on a surfboard, on a cloud board, it's not talking about that, yo. It's talking about the descent of consciousness coming to you, settling in your being, and understanding that you are a member of this messianic reality, this messianic nation, this messianic people. We are the Messiah, following in the footsteps of our master teacher who showed us how to achieve that messianic reality. That's the secret. We're being led to that. That's what we're being led to, you know, and it's so interesting, because while this world is pursuing everything on earth, they're not pursuing that secret. They're not trying to solve that mystery. They're not trying to unfold that and manifest that. Like, that's the most important thing in existence. And that's what's going to change this world. That's what's going to make it all light and no dark. But we in that struggle. We in that sauce. We in that doggone blender. We in that doggone dungeon. We in our lower rock chakras, right? All this is relative to that. Your chakras, your aura, right? Your breath, you know. And that's what we're gonna work on with Qigong by the river. We're gonna work on that. You know, the middle path, internal arts. We're working on that. Starting this upcoming Yom Sheni, this second day of the week, 6:30. We're going to start at 6 with prayer, but 6:30, we're going to be down by the river underneath the town of Kansas Bridge in Kansas City, Missouri, getting it in. We're going to be working on this body, unlocking this body, because that is where the mystery is found in us. My story is the mystery. But when you're following his story, you caught in that cycle of history. It's time to tap into the mystery, and it's found in us, my story. That's the mystery. Let's tap into that. Let's return to the essence, okay? And I just want to just drop that off. I ain't going to be long, you know, but I do want to be strong. I ain't going to hold y'all too long, though. But I pray you all have a wonderful day of Shabbat. We will be streaming live on here. We won't be streaming, but we'll have the link of the live stream from YouTube up here around 1 p.m. for today's portion, today's Torah portion. We're reading Parsha Korach, the portion of Korah and the 250 rebels that he brought against Moses, and how betrayal is just so common nowadays. You know, people have no loyalties. People have no, you know, commitments and dedications to truth, first and foremost. You know, their causes are, there are no causes. People are rebels without causes, you know. And so this is what we're going to talk about today in the Torah portion. But I definitely wanted to leave that secret there with y'all, and pray that it resonates, and pray that those who have ears to hear are able to hear, and that those who have eyes to see are able to see. It's Mikhail Komayahu signing off. Peace and power, one love, always. Shalom.